I didn't have to do anything sexually with him. It was, I need you to go out on a date with this man, right? And then would give me whatever I wanted. I can just walk down the street. I can wait for somebody to stop, pick me up. I can go in their car. Like, it wasn't that I was working. That's what they called it, was working. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I say that like it's normal. Prostituting yourselves on the street in Kensington, Philadelphia is what they called, is like you're out there working. So I was doing that on my own. Eventually it got into, I met this guy. This is the same guy who I think I mentioned to you guys earlier, who eventually stalked me in sobriety, was arrested. He was since deported. This guy, one time picked me up, right? So I wasn't working for like a pimp. Nobody was pimping me out for the first bit of time that I was prostituting myself. This guy, and his first name is Alan. That's just what I'll share.
Okay.
He stopped one time, and I thought this was a guy that was picking me up for a date. That's what they called them, right? Of like, I was a prostitute. He stopped. I could get in his car and I could make money. That's not at all what happened. So this is kind of where like grooming, which I didn't know was grooming, started happening. This guy picked me up. I assumed, okay, like, what do you need me to do? How much money can you give me? He was like, I don't want anything from you. And that was the first time in my life out there where a guy picked me up that was like, I don't want anything from you. He was like, are you hungry? Do you need clothes? Because clearly, like, I was like disgusting. I was homeless. And I remember being like, what? Like, I'll do whatever you want. Like, I just need money. I need to get drugs. And he was like, no. Like, so he took me to eat, got me off of the streets. I was like the crazy homeless person that was walking the streets in like the snow, right? Because this was in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's what I was thinking at some point.
Bad winters there.
I was like, where's your stuff?
Yeah.
Cold. So, when he started doing this, you weren't like, well, what does he want?
I think it took me off guard, because I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're just going to like buy me food, or you're going to give me the $20 or the $50 and take me to the corner to go buy the drugs, but you're not going to make me do anything sexually with you in return.
Right.
And I was like, what? So my sick brain was like, this person cares about me. This guy wants to help me. This went on for a while. And I remember every other time he'd pick me up, I was like, maybe this is the time that he's going to tell me, like, okay, you have to do this for me because I just gave you money, right? Or I just bought you the drugs. And he didn't. So this was what I didn't understand, was his way of grooming me to like make me trust him, make me believe that he cared about me, never wanted anything in return from me. What I didn't know is that this guy was like involved in a huge prostitution ring, right? That's like this underground world. But their process in building up that trust or that rapport with women on the street who were just walking the streets prostituting themselves, right? They would target women that weren't working for somebody.
Right,
so
course.
Making you think like they care about you, they want to help you, they'll get you what you need, but you don't offer them anything in return. So eventually that stopped. Eventually it was like, well, now I need you to do this, or I need you to do that.
When you say eventually that stopped, this and that are sexual?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But because I've heard you on another podcast, and I heard that you, and correct me if I'm wrong or I misheard, that it wasn't for him though.
It wasn't for him. So it wasn't with him, which again, looking back, is like another tactic of like, I didn't have to do anything sexually with him. It was, I need you to go out on a date with this man, right? And then would give me whatever I wanted. What I wanted was drugs or money. So that was another tactic of like, I could still look at him as this guy is linking me to this date that then I can get what I want. So he must care about me because he's not making me do sexual things with him.